very special day on the Jewish calendar. It is Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh is the head of the month. And every month, every Jewish month, the first day, or sometimes the first 2 days are celebrated. And it's considered a happy day, Rosh Chodesh. It's also a special month, the month of Adar. Our sages teach us, Mishanichnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha. When the month of Adar enters, we increase in joy. Mandi Islay. If someone has a court case, he should do it in the month of Adar. It's a month of good fortune. I once saw a letter from the Rebbe many years ago, where the Rebbe said, when you have a special occasion on Rosh Chodesh Adar, on the first day of the month of Adar, you have a precedent that this occasion will continue onward in a most happy and cheerful way. And the reason he gave was because in Talmudic writings we have a concept called chazaka, which means when you do something 3 times, it sets a pattern. So he said when you have an event, a happy event on Rosh Chodesh Adar, you have three happinesses are coming together. The first of the month, Rosh Chodesh, the month of Adar is a happy month, and the happy event. So therefore we are sure that the pattern has been set, the chazaka has been set, and this event will continue with happiness for years to come. And that is our blessing here today, that we start this beginning of this great project, B'Roiv Am Hadras Melech, with many of us together, that this center will be a source of joy. B'Kudei Hashem Yesharim Yisam Chelei, the Torah brings us happiness. This center, this property will be a source of joy for years to come, Be'ezras Hashem Yisbarach, and will usher in the ultimate joy, final redemption with Mashiach. I would like to call Stuart Feinhardt from Congressman Pallas's office, who is congressman of our district, is also a very good friend of the Jewish community. He's always here to help the Jewish community, and he has personally donated to this project. I'm going to ask Stuart to please give us some greetings from the congressman's office.
Say hello, Mazel Tov to the community in general, at large, the Chabad community, to the Jewish community, I think this is the first event I've been at where there's a juggler, so I want to say thank you to the juggler as well, and best of luck, Hatzlacha. Thanks for inviting us. We're always very grateful to the community. They provide us with Shmur Matzah at that time, and Bacchus, so we're very grateful. We're always happy to see you in our office. So, best of luck. Thanks very much for inviting us.
I'd like to call Mendy, who me and my wife are very proud that for the last few months has been working for Chabad Boulder. He's the director of development, and particularly in this project, he has put himself wholeheartedly and had moved us ahead in a phenomenal way. Call my son to give us the vision of this project, my son Mendy.
Thank you. Actually, I was going to give a thumbs down to Josh. He totally messed my plans on our day that we celebrate moving forward on a great project. I'm going to give you a brief history of how this all, how this recently started. Obviously, this has been Dream Chabad for a while already, but it was about a little over 5 months ago. I was at family simcha. We were in Boulder Park. It was a really big simcha because it was very emotional. My mother's father passed away just recently before that, and this is the first great grandson to be named after my grandfather, Gershon Chanowitz, a blessed memory. So we're at the simcha, and as a good Jewish simcha, you have a long, 5-course dinner, and everybody schmoozed about everything that happened in the past, month they haven't seen them. And as we're talking, one guy, I remember, my cousin, said, how are your parents holding up with the flood in Boulder? I'm like, flood in Boulder? Let's get real of it. What Boulder? This is the wrong place you have over there. It's not possible. There's no flood. I mean, maybe there's a little, a rain for a couple hours or whatever, but after the celebration, I called my parents, and they told me that indeed it was flooding, and they actually were evacuated. I was staying at a home of a couple of CU students who they didn't know previously, actually weren't Jewish, and they brought in the whole family, and they assured me that there was nothing to be worried about, everything was fine, all under control. I said, I'm very confident, I'm sure everything's under control, things I'm sure are, good, I'm nothing to worry about. I'm just worried about the students that have to host you, I hope they're doing alright. But, after, it was a day later that the Kippur started, and, I was in Crown Heights davening, and I was wondering how it was going, in Boulder, and I called afterwards, and I found out that, indeed the story continued. The students actually helped, along with other people, make the Chabad house, able to open before Yom Kippur without carpets, etc. But, they had a very emotional and inspiring, uplifting Yom Kippur. Right after Yom Kippur, when I spoke to my parents, my father asked me to please come down to Boulder and help with taking care of the initial crisis and providing relief to the community. So I recruited a couple of friends, we flew down, and we began the process. We sat down the first day, everything was last second, we literally sat down at a table. Here is what we're going to offer, these are the services, and then we started going door to door, making it happen. And I'll tell you one thing that I saw, it was amazing. We put out emails and, in the newsletter and all over, we put out the services we're offering. And one of the things we offered was loads of love, that people should, give us with friends who they knew. And we would go and deliver a packet of food and see that they're doing all right and help them with whatever way they needed help in. We really saw a couple, I would say at least 5 times, but perhaps more, that, the person who ended up really sending us to their friends, upon arriving at the friend's house, we found out that they actually were the hardest hit person amongst all their, circle of friends, and, they forgot to mention that they, themselves could use a lot of help. So the caring and the love of this community was really beautiful, and it was amazing to be a part of aiding, aiding in the relief. But, after we, after the first couple of weeks, we really were working nonstop to help out. It came to a place where people already, thank God, had the initial crisis over, and now there's really more into the rebuilding phase and into the stage of, going ahead and rebuilding whatever needs to be rebuilt. And we were talking about this project, the building project. It was supposed to happen, it was scheduled to anyways break ground around this time of the year, but due to the circumstances that happened, it obviously had gone delayed and no one really had any thoughts about it. And the question was, what do we do right now? Do we continue moving on forward? Do we put it on hold until this flood? We have every in the powerful community going forward. I think you guys all
We have with us today our architects, Luke Marion Lee, David Lee, Tom, and I want to personally thank them. This project was very complicated, and they were also the general directors of the project besides the architects. When I was looking for a builder, this name came up, and started checking it out, and I spoke to people, the people we know that are in the building business, and everybody had the highest praises for Ali, which if you know anything about the construction business, it's not easy to have the highest praises for your see why, and we're very fortunate to have him with us. I'd like to call upon the Rabbi of the congregation, Zera Avram from Denver. Boulder is a satellite, in some ways, a satellite community of Denver. As far as the as far as the Jewish community, there are strong Jewish communities in Denver, and many times I go to Denver for the evening services, and Rabbi Steinberg gives a little talk.